Hi everyone. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. You may be looking at the title of this video and being like, what? I just want to say, obviously, to restate before we start, I have been and continue to be the biggest, I guess, proponent and fan of LMP3 leaving the WeatherTech series and going back down to VP Racing, that series, or whatever else they're going to do. I just wanted to today talk about some facts and just a little bit of maybe some unexpected consequences. I don't know, I guess maybe that's what we're going with. So what we're seeing is a lot of these teams. I am outside, so if you see things dropping, don't mind that. A lot, actually far more than I expected, of these LMP3 teams have decided to take the leap, I guess, and switch classes for 2024. And they're going down to LMP2. I talked on the show about a couple that I had seen already. I was excited about Riley doing it, the 74. I know that Sean Creech Motorsports is doing it, and I've seen, it seems like the list is kind of growing, which is great. They still want to compete, they still want to be in the series, but it's also not great at the same time, because now we have the issue of overcrowding. What you want is to see a series at full capacity and just running the best that it can. But this is creating a bit of an issue because we are already expected to see growth in GTD and GTD Pro for 2024. And when you add more of those cars, plus all of a sudden these new LMPs, you have too many. And that's not good. I mean, we see this every single year. Alone at Daytona, there's 60, 61. So there's already quite a bit of, decent, competitive teams that are missing out. And obviously, with these additions, you're only going to see more. And it almost creates you have these teams that have competed in this race for years on end. So now, what happens to them? Because you can't let everybody in. You're already not letting in, teams X, Y, and Z. So what happens now? It only, I think, creates, or could create, slight hostility in the paddock, which is not what you want. You want, obviously, like I said, the series running at full capacity and full competitiveness. But if you have legit teams that are not making it, then I don't know, those are the things that make people want to leave. And we've already seen this year alone with all of the issues at the beginning of the year with BOP for Porsche, teams being like, well, we're Audi 5000, so you just don't want to create an environment where that becomes a trend. So I don't know what you do going forward to mitigate that, because you can't say, oh my God, neighbors are yelling at each other. You can't technically limit anyone from being in a category. Like, if they fit the boxes, then they're in. So it does create a bit of a situation where it's like, well, what do you do? And obviously the best thing, I don't know. I don't know if that's the best thing. I honestly don't know. I would hate to be kind of like at the top making those decisions. I guess the hope, if all these teams are switching over to LMP2 and they want to still compete, is because this is a big concern. This has been a hot point for me and for all of us this year, is the driving standard. So you hope what these teams are doing by switching classes is you hope that they're bringing their best drivers with them, or they're getting, new ones to fill out the team. What you don't want is now a continuation of a bunch of dentists who have a slightly higher driver rating that are still driving like they were before. Because it's the whole point is to try and, at least for a lot of people, that's the high point of them exiting, is the raised driving standards. So I don't know, it's just one of those things where like you have to see, obviously there is like the driver ratings thing. You hope that kind of takes care of it, but we can't have what we've been having. It's bad for everyone. It's expensive, it's dangerous, and it's not the culture of, the top levels of sports car racing. So obviously, while the best thing and the high point is how this is happening, there are now all of these, I guess, unintended consequences and kind of question marks on the table for what it looks like going forward. And we don't know, obviously, we can't solve that right now. It's a wait and see type of deal, but I don't know. I think I want to be optimistic about it, but I think it's cautious optimism. And I think that might be the vibe for a lot of people, but I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. It's like I said, it's not an enviable position to be in. I don't know. I want to know, because we've had discussions on the show before, great ones, and you guys have some excellent points. So I would love to know what you guys think about this, and just kind of what are your thoughts going forward? Are there teams you're excited about seeing come from LMP3 down into LMP2? Teams, drivers, anybody that kind of excites you, battles that you'd like to see? Because that would be an interesting one. Now that we're mixing up the drivers between the two classes, I think we're going to see some really good battles. At least the potential is high, because there are a ton of good and great drivers in LMP3. I have always said that not everyone that races in that class is a bad driver, but it has a little bit been marred over the years. But there's a lot of really talented guys, and I think that squirrel agrees with me. If you guys can hear that. I think the potential is high for some good racing, but I want to know what you guys think. But yeah, I just wanted to sit down and kind of get my thoughts out there, because it is kind of going around, at least on Twitter a little bit. I've seen it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, And I guess we'll all just kind of wait and see how it pans out, because I think we're in for a hell of a ride. I always say this on Twitter. Usually it's before a restart, but hold on to your butts. It's gonna be a wild one. But yeah. We so much appreciate you guys supporting us and hanging out and just being part of our little internet community. And because I hadn't scheduled this video, it was kind of a last minute thing, and I have some stuff going on in life. I'm not exactly super sure the next one, but it'll be, you know, I'll figure something out. I'm not just gonna like let a bunch of content go by or anything crazy happen and not discuss it. But yeah, we super appreciate you guys, like always, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.